What was the one thing the entire crew had to do before they started filming Shadow and Bone?
Jesse, how do you feel today?
How is the Grishaverse connected to Game of Thrones?
I don't keep reminding people that that's, what I've done. I don't, it's not something that I really, preyed off of.
And what rule did some of the cast break when filming Wrapped?
You right?
Hi, I'm Joy. Let's get right into it. Hitting the books.
I read them all of them. We all read them, but I had a very short period of time before we started, and I read them all very quickly.
Yeah, same. And once I read, my gosh, I was hard in love.
When a book is adapted into a film or series, a lot of things have to be taken into consideration. And because a book can go for as many pages as it wants, much has to be condensed into a short space of time when filmed. So everyone on the set, especially a set like Shadow and Bone, where a whole new world has been created, had to read at least one of Leigh Bardugo's novels, almost like a study session before they could begin.
Yeah, everyone was very enthusiastic. I remember Gareth, who played Felix.
Oh yeah,
he knew everything.
All of them. He knew all
the lore.
Everything.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
And it's a good thing they did, because many times the book came in handy as a reference while filming, especially since the series combines two of Leigh's book series into one show. Kit Young, who plays Jesper Fahey, said in an interview with Cosmopolitan, it became such a great resource and a great reference point, almost to the point that we had to slow down because we knew everything.
We had to kind of go, hang on, the audience doesn't know that yet, so we can't just go da la 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 la. We have to still kind of explain things and put the little seeds in.
Jessie May Lee, who plays Alina Starkov, admitted that she loved the way the two stories were combined and how interesting it is the way everything works out. And Ben Barnes, or General Kerrigan, says that he used the books to get out of what he termed sticky situations. If there was ever a time where they were unsure what to do in the scene, he would turn to the books where he had a list of lines between Alina and the Darkling, and it would usually be the perfect solution. But what are some of the main differences between the books and the series? A world apart.
We know what Mal's is going to be.
Yeah, Enrique Iglesias, a hero.
Well, for starters, a major difference is the combination of the two book series into one. The addition of the Six of Crows storyline adds a bunch of characters to the mix, like Inej, Jasper, and Kaz. The script was written in such a way that the timelines made sense and things happened chronologically, making it a prequel to the Six of Crows books. Another massive change is the main character. Alina Starkov, the Sun Summoner, is described in the book as pale, mousy, with dull hair and eyes. But in the series, she is half Shu. So in the world of Shadow and Bone, she is mixed race, something that comes up a lot throughout the series. This small detail adds to Alina's backstory, her isolation and feeling left out, and the racism she receives. This also allows for more development in her relationships, specifically with Mal and the Darkling. In the books, Alina is in love with her childhood best friend, but in the series, this line is blurred. And instead of Alina being a pawn to the Darkling like she is in the books, she's more of his match in the series. But something that came straight out of the books and was incorporated into the series, the language. In other words, Ravka is the home to many of the beloved characters, and along with this comes a whole unique language, Ravkan. Just like the magical setting and vast locations used for filming, a whole new language was created for the show, and the cast had to pick up and learn most of it to help shape the unique world they were creating. This might remind you of another fantasy show that created a whole new world for its viewers. Game of Thrones. And yes, the Shadow and Bone universe has quite the connection to the Seven Kingdoms. The man responsible for creating the languages of Dothraki and Valyrian in Game of Thrones also created two languages for Shadow and Bone. Jessie May Lee, or Alina Starkov, explained that these languages were incorporated into tiny on-set details like bottle labels and playing cards.
And even just the details were crazy. You had like all these bottles on the back of in the Crow Club that all had Kurt labels and Ravkan labels. You know, you had like Ravkan whiskey next to Kurt. You know, it was just, the attention to detail was wild.
And like Valyrian and Dothraki, viewers will soon be able to learn Ravkan and Fjerdan. David J. Peterson, the language creator, had also worked his magic on the sets of The 100, Thor, The Dark World, and The Witcher. Wow. David said Leigh's books, which had established a lot of the language Ravkan already, made his job a lot easier, while with Fjerdan he drew on German and Norwegian and an Icelandic feel for inspiration. In good company.
Archie's a Scorpio. No, are you not? Wait, when's your birthday? You're the next one. I don't know. Zodiac. Oh, so you're a Sagittarius? I don't know. Is that it? Ben's a Leo.
Any pleasant work environment demands only one essential thing: friendliness. And the cast of Shadow and Bone had this in spades. According to the cast, the set had a great atmosphere. And because the series was filmed on location, the cast and crew lived and worked close together and formed really deep bonds. Amita said in an interview with Cosmopolitan, "I feel such a connection to everyone in the cast, and I think without them, I wouldn't have had the incredible experience that I did."
I remember Kit coming into the chemistry read, and for some reason I was just like, mate, have we met before?
And who is the funniest on set?
Question: who is the sharpest comedian, or who makes us laugh?
or who do you laugh at the most?
Oh, Amita.
That's me.
Amita might be funny, but she's also fit and fabulous. Did she train for her role as Inej? Hard act to follow. One thing you may have noticed are the amazing fight scenes, which were clearly physically tough on the actors. And while the show does have stunt doubles for the more dangerous sequences, most of the stunts you see were done by the actors themselves. Amita Suman, who plays Inej, shared a scar she got from one of Inej's belts.
I actually do have a scar. It's my first Inej scar from this one was from a belt, actually.
She said in an interview with Cosmopolitan, "In one of the episodes, there's a fight scene, and we had this double there on the day, and she was so incredible. But I was surprised to see that in the cuts, it was actually all me."
For all the aerial stuff, it was half my stunt double and half me. So yeah, there was a lot of us actually. And obviously,
well, the stunt team was so amazing that they really put
oh
us
my
through our
god, yeah,
paces to make sure we were all prepped.
Sujaya Dasgupta, who plays Zoya, said she felt very empowered while doing her magic and stunts. She said in an interview with Collider that they get taught choreography from the stunt team, and each movement has different activations. This is done in coordination with the special effects team, which makes it feel like it's actually happening in front of you. Sounds amazing! But in order to carry out the stunts, many of the actors were forced to get into shape and train for their roles. Working it out. We can only assume that Amita Suman was not playing with knives before she got the role of Inej, so naturally she had to train for her safety and for the safety of those around her. She joked, "The only knife training I ever had was chopping vegetables." Amita also did a lot of physical training at the gym to prepare for Inej's fight scenes and intricate moves. She admitted that it was the first time she had that much muscle, and another first was her silks training, which required a lot of core strength and pain tolerance. Heartthrob Ben Barnes is also someone who put himself through the ringer getting ready for the role of the Darkling. He admitted that after he started his training, his confidence grew, especially for a role like General Kerrigan, where he commands a room with just his presence. Ben goes to the gym any day he isn't filming, and a trainer in Hungary was hired for the entire cast. So what exactly does he do in the gym? Anything goes, from boxing, circuit training, and even mountain climbing on a treadmill with a backpack covered in dumbbells. Sounds intense. No wonder he looks so good though. Kit Young also went through some gun training for his gunslinging moves, as he himself admitted that he was not a natural with firearms, so there were a few broken props along the way.
I remember the stunt team on day one giving me a prop pair, and I tried to spin, I dropped one, it smashed everywhere, and then they ripped me telling me it was the only pair they had, so I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And they were like, "No, it's fine, we knew that would happen." So they gave me some to go and practice with. Eventually I kind of got good at it.
Kit trained for a month, learning to master the choreography and tricks.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Thanks. Y'all ready for this? Squeeze the ashes.
Oh!
He also had shooting range sessions in preparation for the role. Speaking of Jasper's guns, little treasures. From epic landscapes to mystical languages, the set of Shadow and Bone has it all, including a fabulous wardrobe and prop department that seamlessly pulled the entire series together. So it won't come as any surprise to you that the cast broke some rules and took some pieces from the set with them when they finished filming. Freddie Carter wasn't shy when he admitted that he kept Kaz Bracker's famous cane and gloves. Kit made the tragic mistake of asking if he could take home some costume pieces and was unfortunately denied. He did manage to sneak away a few of Jasper's guns though.
They wouldn't let me take any of the costume pieces, but that was probably because I asked and asked and asked and asked, and I was just really annoying.
Foolish mistake.
Foolish mistake. Why be honest?
Aren't they hilarious? What did you think of the Shadow and Bone series? Let us know in the comments below.